Well, welcome everybody. My name is Jodi Fick, and I am the director of Siouxland Libraries. I am here today, along with librarian Jeri Light, to talk about the increase in activity at our libraries so far in 2024. Siouxland Libraries operates out of 13 branches across Sioux Falls and Minnehaha County, along with a bookmobile. Our mission is to connect the citizens of our community to a world of ideas and information to enrich their lives. Are we succeeding in this? Well, I am a data person, and as I was reviewing the library's key performance indicators, everything is trending up. The library tracks many data points. I'm not going to talk about all of those today, but today I'm going to talk about 3 specific ones: meeting and study room use of our digital library collection, and in-person branch traffic. And the numbers I'm going to be sharing are from January through the end of July of this year, and then compared to the same time period last year. These data points demonstrate the library's commitment to providing valuable resources and services that meet the evolving needs of our customers. So, meeting and study room use. Siouxland Libraries has 27 reservable spaces available for working and studying, or activities such as discussion groups, panels, lectures, tutoring, seminars, and even knitting groups. Our rooms are private enough to take a Zoom call and large enough to have meetings to explore community growth. Since the beginning of the year, the 14 meeting rooms have been used over 3,200 times. This is a 35% increase over the same period last year, which was nearly 2,400. Study room use is increasing even more, with use up over 43%. From 6,200 last year to nearly 9,000 uses in just the past 7 months. We attribute this growth to a couple of things. First, our staff has been working to evaluate policies and processes and to remove barriers, streamlining that to make sure that our meeting rooms and study rooms are as available to the citizens of our community as possible. Second, the needs of our community just continue to increase to find spaces that are first affordable. This is the public library, so our resources provided by our citizens are free to our citizens. But spaces where they can gather and study that are outside of their homes, schools, and work sites. The library is that trusted third space. Next, I'm going to talk about the use of our digital materials. Circulation of digital materials is trending up. For years, libraries across the United States have seen the shift toward digital content consumption grow. We have had digital ebooks for over 10 years, but the use has risen sharply since 2020, and very significantly this past year. What do I mean when I talk about digital materials? Digital materials are ebooks, e-audios, and digital magazines. We also provide access to some digital movies and TV shows. From January to July this year compared to last year, we're seeing a 40% increase in the number of these materials being checked out by citizens in Siouxland. At Siouxland Libraries, our primary mediums to read ebooks are Overdrive and Hoopla, which is common with most libraries. You may also know Overdrive as Libby. The majority of the items are very carefully selected to match the interests of this community. I say majority because anything that we purchase within Overdrive and Libby, we have hand-selected to make sure that that matches our community. When you go over to Hoopla, we are providing access to a large catalog of items where you as an individual get to select what is best for your things. So the next item I want to talk about is physical visits to our libraries, the visitor count. For the first 7 months of this year, almost 500,000 people have walked through the doors of a Siouxland Libraries branch. This is up about 5%. This, in the nearly 30 years where I have worked at Siouxland, we typically see around a 2% increase, but of course, 2020 reset a lot of numbers. So seeing this now at 5% is just very enheartening. We are back to visitor counts that I would have expected in those teen years. In Sioux Falls, the Oakview branch is specifically seeing a big increase. They are up over 20% in their walk-in traffic. This is one of the reasons that when I do my budget request to the City Council and the Minnehaha County Commission, I will be requesting funding for an additional full-time employee at the Oakview branch. The neighborhood surrounding Oakview is filling in. The homes over there, just like on most sides of our town, are just popping up. But we are now at a point over at Oakview where we need to increase the staffing so that it's at the same level as our other branches. So why are we seeing this increase in visitors across all of our libraries? Well, I would like to, I can't attribute it just to being past the 2020 time period. If we weren't doing excellent service, if we weren't providing the services that the community expects, they have lots of places to go. But when you come into one of our Siouxland libraries, we have put a lot of extra effort into making sure that our staff is extremely well-trained and welcoming. Our hospitality level, what you should expect, would be that warmness, that helpfulness, that ability to find you what you need. We have hosted over 1,200 programs this year, ranging from author visits to story times to science and art programs. I need to give some credit to the staff who have identified and created very interesting programs that draw people in. We have also made changes to our digital marketing to better promote the events that we're doing. This past year, we've grown our social media following, and we've developed a very strong email marketing. The library is active on 3 social media channels: LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. All are growing. Our Instagram alone has seen hundreds more followers, about a 30% increase since December. If you use social media, I invite you to follow us and enjoy the creativity of the staff who are posting for the library. With that, I am going to turn this over to Jeri Light, who is going to fill you in on how summer has been at the library. Jeri Light is one of our program team leads. Jeri.
Thank you, Jodi. My name is Jeri Light, and I'm the adult programming librarian at Siouxland Libraries. And I'm really excited to recap this year's summer reading program results and discuss how Siouxland Libraries can help you learn throughout the school year. Our teams are in the process of finding our new rhythm as we just wrapped up our summer reading program. This annual program promotes reading throughout the summer for all ages, but especially for our elementary school students. Summer reading combats summer reading loss by encouraging reading through reading logs and prizes, enriching programs, and fun experiences. This year, we saw more than 5,000 participants log their reading. This year's completion rate was 56%, which was a 10% increase from last year's. Our largest group of participants was our elementary school students. We were thrilled with the results for this year. We wrapped up the program with end-of-summer parties where kids could celebrate a job well done. With this school year starting, we want to remind families that a library card is the best school supply that you can have. Siouxland Libraries has services to help you all throughout the school year. Whether your child is learning their ABCs, you're a teen needing information for an essay, or you're looking for scholarly sources, you can access it free with your library card. You can also check out things like reading kits or wonder books, or use free resources like Mango Languages or databases for research. We work closely with the local schools to support students with learning and literacy in the Sioux Falls Metro. Good luck to all parents as your children start school. Whether they're off to kindergarten or to college, the library is here for you. I now open the floor to any questions for me or Jodi.
So the digital numbers that you ran through, and visitors are up. What's the trend with actual hard copy books and other materials?
Well, our community is readers. Our physical items are up 5%. So the percentage is not nearly as much as what you would think, but the total is 1.5 million. We will be exceeding 2 million checkouts at Siouxland when you total the two together. So yeah, it's all up.
And Oakview is southeast, right?
Oakview is near Washington High School, so it is northeast.
Okay. Can you still get like paintings and?
No, we don't check out art prints anymore. Believe it or not, in our history, Sioux Falls Public Library checked out art prints. At the point that they did the renovation of the downtown library, they dispersed that collection. The maintenance of it was very difficult to keep up with, but it was quite a fun program to have.
And there's been a lot of renovation of libraries. The southeast where Jeri works.
Yep, running on, yes.
Yeah. What are the plans for the downtown library in terms of updates, renovations?
Yeah. So the question is, we've had a lot of renovation. What are the plans for the downtown library? Well, the downtown library was last fully renovated, completely renovated in 2010. So this next year, we will be examining how the spaces are working and doing some changes to that match, because we're talking 15 years now, that match how the community uses this. We do our best at how the community is currently using a library, but then we take opportunity to, as changes happen, that's one of the advantages of a multi-branch system. So for instance, we added our first study rooms were at the downtown library, and since then we have added them at the Cayley branch, the Prairie West branch, the Ronning branch, and next year in the budget we are going to be doing some renovations at Oakview. I will be meeting with architects next week to finalize what we'll be doing there, but one of the things on our wish list there is to add additional study room space at Oakview. So what changes will happen at the downtown library? I don't know yet, but we have a significant wish list to make sure that it is the best for our community for the next 20 years.
And just do you have to plan differently, or are the trends different for what are essentially suburban libraries versus the downtown library? You got different visitors, different demographics, but what are the trends downtown versus the suburbs?
There are subtle differences. At one time, there was a perception that there was a difference in the types of materials that people would want based on where you live. We don't find that. When I look at the use of the latest bestseller, it's as in demand at Humboldt as it is downtown. People are people. We're a pretty small world. There are some differences in our facilities based on the number of visitors that we have and the community that we're in. For instance, in our rural communities, in those very small branches, we have added a new program called Expanded Access, where people can come into the library when the staff is not there. So it's similar to the 24/7 gym where you get a key, a fob to come in. We have a access card that people can sign up for and use it when we're not there. For our larger communities, I don't know, well, first, we're open a lot more hours here, but to staff one of those small communities for the number of hours that it would need, I just can't do it. But we have data that allows us to.
All right, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you. Good questions.
That's why they let me in. That's why they let me in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And you can help it. Well, we should do.
It's right there, it's in my heart.
Well, and we need to do one where we talk about the changes in our collections. And not just digital, but specific